Hey there, Libra. Welcome. Sorry, just had to make sure that I'm actually recording, but welcome to your reading for quarter 2 of 2022. This is for April through June of 2022. We're just going to see what comes up for you here, Libra, and that's going to be that. I'm only going to do one part, and we're just going to clarify in this reading that we're doing right here. Also, I am using the Prisma Visions Tarot, if you're wondering what deck I'm using here. But let's see here, Libra. This is a really nice reading. The readings have been really, really nice this quarter. I mean, again, not perfect. There's always like little things that I think are coming up. But just in general, the energy seems much better than the first quarter. There's like a lot of restriction and just slow movement in the first quarter in general. And I'm not even referring to like COVID restrictions or anything like that. There were like other restrictions that I feel like were preventing people's like creativity. So people could have been feeling like a lot of creative blocks or, social blocks, wanting to socialize, having a hard time getting out there or finding the time to do it. It's like those types of things. And just in general, I'm almost done with these readings. I've just noticed that the readings seem much more open in general. And you even start off with the 11th house here, which says community on it. As I've said a million times, if I were you, I would be building some sort of group at this time. It's like you and Capricorn get these messages of like really needing to build a community or a group of people around you. And you are definitely one of the signs that gets it the most. You have the 10 of Cups here. The 3 of Cups. Do you have anything else? Not really, but still, those are really powerful cards for building a community, working together with other people. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of benefits there. The other thing about the 11th house is I'm a big fan of attention or getting attention, either on yourself or on things that you're working on. You have the star here as well, and the star can represent kind of like inspirational attention or, kind of exposing yourself with words, but I mean that in the best way possible. The star card is kind of like a card of you getting attention for an action you've taken. Like you've said that you are saying, maybe you've said to people that you're going to accomplish something, then you do it. It's like you become an inspiration with the star. And that's kind of how I see this here in your reading. So, this is really good stuff. I really feel like you're standing out. You have the Emperor, the 6 of Cups, and the 9 of Cups in your first row. You always get the Emperor in your readings, so interestingly enough. And so the Emperor could represent an Aries, of course, so there could be an Aries that's coming in for you if you're looking for love here. What I would say is that I feel like you're looking for new opportunities in love in general. Just looking at the cards that we have here, Libra, it just kind of looks like you're maybe looking for something new or you're looking for something different. My thing with the star card in general, when the star card shows up, and it's showing up in the area of the unexpected. What I feel is unexpected with the star card is that if you are looking for love this quarter, that you're probably, discovering like a new type of love, meaning like a new type of person or a different type of person. I feel like I've been saying that to you a lot lately, and it's one of those messages. Sometimes I get repetitive messages for a sign. You are definitely one of those signs, and the repetitive message I get for you is like there's a new type of love, or there's just like a different type of person coming in for you than what you're used to. Sometimes I think maybe it's because like if we date the same type of person over and over and over again, it's like we think that's all that exists. So when, someone new or a different type of person comes in, it's kind of like, wow, it can be kind of unexpected and maybe even inspirational as well. You also have the 6 of Cups. I really love the 6 of Cups right now. It's been coming up for everyone. And just like I said at the beginning of the reading, I really feel that people are going to be making a lot of forward progress at this time. I feel like people are going to be really happy with this quarter in general. Again, probably not perfect, but overall pretty good. 6 of Cups is like a gift from the universe. And the gift we receive from the 6 of Cups is forward progress. If we haven't been seeing progress, if we haven't been moving forward, if things haven't been working out for us, the 6 of Cups can say that it's kind of like a turnaround energy, but it's a turnaround in the sense that obstacles are being removed from our life and we're able to move forward. You also have the 9 of Cups. I've been encouraging people to stay in a positive energy as much as possible. 9 of Cups can represent a wish or wish fulfillment. Here's the thing. Every single person has had the 9 of Cups. I kid you not. And so whenever I have a card like this that repeats, that's a collective message, to me, it's more about staying in the energy. The 9 of Cups literally represents soaking in an energy, being an energy. It's like if you want love with the Nine of Cups, you have to be love, or you have to experience love. That's the example I always use. Or if you want money, you have to go experience money and all that other stuff. And it can be in your head. That's the thing with the Nine of Cups. It's like you could go to the store and you could pretend like you have $1 million and you just walk around and say, I could buy that, I could buy that, I could buy that. You just start brainwashing yourself with the Nine of Cups. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but it works and it's free, as I always like to say, with the Nine of Cups. So that's what I would be doing here with this card, but definitely a lot of fulfillment coming in for you. In the area of messages from your future self, you have the opportunity card. I definitely feel that there could be an opportunity to try something new here. We see this with the Death card and the High Priestess. We'll talk about that in just a second. But I feel this is saying, I feel very specifically that this message from your future self is a message from your future self saying there's an opportunity that is new. It's going to taste different, look different, feel different than what you're used to, but that's exactly what you should be doing because it's probably going to lead to happiness, really. There's really no reason to overcomplicate it. You have the Ten of Cups. You have the Death card and the High Priestess. The Ten of Cups is like fortune after difficulty. The Ten of Cups is good things happening after a difficult period of time. Normally, it's like the family. It can represent happy home, happy family. It's a family. They have the rainbow above them with the 10 cups, and they're celebrating. The card itself says, they still have to deal with all the issues that are happening in the world, but they're choosing to be happy. It's almost like something good is coming in for you, but it's kind of like you have to choose it, is what I feel intuitively. The Death card, I feel like is saying that it's just a new situation. I feel that it's something very new. It feels very childlike to me. Normally, there is a child on the Death card, and that child is kind of holding up a flower to the Death Rider. And sorry, I need a mint, Libra, because my throat is very dry today. But anyway, the child is normally holding up a flower to the Death Rider, and the child is the only one on the Death card that isn't afraid of the Death Rider. It kind of just says children are not afraid of change. So I feel like, kind of like opening up to a new opportunity is going to be a good idea for you. I always look in these situations, to me, the High Priestess is actually a challenge. Not a bad challenge, not something that's going to prevent you from being successful, but the High Priestess, she just represents something that has potential, something that, and she also represents an opportunity, by the way. She represents something entering into your awareness. The way I look at the High Priestess is it's like sometimes we get an idea. It's almost like the idea kind of comes in the corner of our vision, right? But maybe this is more, I'm speaking figuratively here, where it's like we just become aware of an idea with the High Priestess. Maybe we become aware of an idea that someone is interested in us. Maybe they're not our usual type, but maybe they're attractive. And maybe we're like, maybe I'll give it a shot, right? That's like a High Priestess kind of idea. Same thing in work or business. We get presented an opportunity and we're kind of interested, but we're like, do we explore this idea or not? That's sometimes how I feel with the High Priestess. Not always true, but in your situation here, I feel like it is true. I feel like there is an opportunity that starts out as an idea. Literally, your next card here in the area of your of the unexpected is this Thoughts card. So I feel like you are having thoughts. Like, wow, I'm a genius, right, Libra? Here you go. The Thoughts card. I feel like you're having thoughts that something is possible, that something is something that maybe you would give a chance. Again, he's dreaming of a person on this card. Could be a person. I also feel like it could just be a situation. Normally, this card would represent someone thinking about you. And yeah, I mean, that's totally possible. But I really feel this is more just intuitively. I feel like this is you. I feel like you're the one that is having the thoughts. And I'm going to tell you why right now. You have this Two of Wands right here. So you have the Two of Wands, the Star, and the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups and the Two of Wands here kind of represent the thought. So does the Star, by the way, because again, with the Star, the thing about the Star is that we're seeing that something is possible. She is pouring water onto the land, and it's the imagery is kind of meant to represent that if something is possible for one person, it's possible for you. But the water is kind of flowing out onto the land where she's pouring it onto the land. And again, it kind of represents the possibility. So I feel like you are seeing the possibility, but the Two of Wands also represents the thought because he is normally standing at the top of a castle and he's looking out into the world. It's like he has accomplished everything he wants to accomplish. He might actually be feeling like there's nothing more for him to accomplish. And so he's looking out into the world with envy, even though he has the whole world in his hands. It's like he feels like he can't accomplish anything more, but he actually can. He can accomplish a lot more. There's a lot more he could be doing. There's a lot more he could be accomplishing. And so this card to me can kind of sometimes represent leaving a comfort zone or going or experiencing something that you've never experienced before. And it's a kind of a card of allowing yourself to be surprised. A lot of people this quarter have had these messages of needing to allow yourself to be surprised, needing to allow the universe to surprise you. Again, sometimes I think we get into this zone. I've done it. I'm not calling you out, right? I've done it where we feel like there's just nothing more for us. We feel like we've experienced everything there is to experience, and maybe nothing can make us happy. A little bit dramatic, right? But again, I'm not perfect. I've done it, like I said. So, what I would say here is allow the universe to surprise you. There's like this element of magic this quarter, and it's existed for every single reading I've done, where I feel like the universe is like saying, hey, like allow me, meaning the universe, to surprise you. And that's what I feel like is going on here. You have the star and Nine of Cups. I would definitely make a wish, by the way. So if there's something you've been wishing for, I would just tell the universe that you want something. There's a guy, Mitch Horowitz, and he's on this podcast I listen to, Inspire Nation is what it's called, and he's always on there, and he's one of my favorite people. Number one on there. Number two, what I would say is there was an episode. I'll try to find it if I can. It's from like a couple years ago, but he was talking about how we should be almost demanding things from the universe, and not in like a needy way. But he was talking about all these stories from like the Bible and stuff like that. And it's not a religious statement, by the way. But he was talking about all these stories of people who would go and yell at God and demand something. And I get that feeling for you here. That's why I'm telling you this. Is it's like sometimes we need to demand something from the universe. We need to prove that we're worthy. We need to prove that we're capable of doing something. I kind of get that energy for you there. Again, I'll try to find it if I can, and I'll post it down below. If I can't, sorry. Next, you have the Seven of Cups. Again, spoiled for choice. I feel like you have a lot of opportunities at this time to be very successful, to like really make things happen with this Seven of Cups energy. So love it. Next, in your last row here, messages from your guides. You have really good cards here. You have this Purse card. It says, pay attention to your finances. You have this Vine card. It says, seek out information that will help you. And you have this Beetle that says, good fortune on it. So I'll show you these two first so that you can see what they look like. But and I'll show you the other one as well. But you also have this Beetle here. I would definitely pay attention to your finances. You have the Seven of Swords here. Everybody, you don't have it, but, I've just noticed that starting in the middle of March, people are getting these messages of just needing to be careful of anything that seems too good to be true. I'm not a big fan of Neptune and Pisces. I was even on someone's podcast a little while ago, Anya. I was on her podcast, and we were talking about like Bitcoin and everything like that. I'm a huge fan of Bitcoin. I'm a big nerd, right? So of course, but I was saying to her that I think that it's at this time very volatile this year, and also I think there's probably a lot of like overblown expectations that are going to be going on, like not only this year, but also into next year as well. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing if you're paying attention to your finances, if you're doing your research, but I wouldn't be entering into any like investments or anything like that blindly without doing your research. That's a great way to lose money right now. With Neptune and Pisces, first off, let me just put this out there. To me, Neptune and Pisces, I'm a Pisces, right? Neptune and Pisces is deception, plain and simple. So if someone tells you that something costs a lot of money, maybe you have a car problem. That's the example I always use, where it's like a person comes to you and it's like, oh, this is gonna cost, $100,000. No, right? Second opinion time is what I would say there. So what I'm trying to say is Neptune and Pisces, there's a lot going on that's very deceptive. And also, there's a lot of like over enthusiasm. I love enthusiasm. I think it's a great way to attract things into your life by being enthusiastic. But I also am very, reality based. I think that we need to be realistic. And again, just know that if there's a situation that enters into your life where you're getting very excited about it, especially financially, I would just double check it. I'm not trying to rain on your parade here, but I also don't want people to like lose a bunch of money and things like that. As long as you do your research, by the way, you have this card here that says, seek out the information that will help you. As long as you do your research, you will be fine, plain and simple. You have the Three of Cups, the Hangman, and the Seven of Swords. Again, what I would say here is I feel like your guides, the Hangman and the Seven of Swords to me is very simple. If you're doing something that's costing money, or if you're like investing money, this to me is just saying that investment could be taking longer than you expected. exactly what I said. I mean, a lot of overblown expectations. Again, if you're smart, if you do your research and you learn a lot about this stuff, it doesn't have to be Bitcoin. That's not what I'm suggesting here. It could be any type of investment. As long as you do your research and you know what you're doing and you're willing to be patient, you can make a lot of money. I said in that podcast that people who pay attention, people who know what they're doing, they will make a lot of money, plain and simple. I'm not one of those people. I failed algebra about 18 times that I took it, right? So I am very careful with things like investments and all that other stuff. I just play it safe. If you're smarter than me, then I would say don't play it safe. But, what I would say here is do your research. Seven of Swords also, I feel, could be talking about needing to look for other ways of doing things. I've never had a year where readings are so repetitive, where they're just like repeating themselves so much. And I really feel it's because the universe is kind of like, it's almost like the way I see it is the universe is opening up a new world for everyone where maybe the rules are different. And, I feel like we just have to figure out what those rules are. Again, Seven of Swords is doing things differently. So that could be in any area of your life. For some of you, I feel like you're waking up to changes in work for whatever reason with this Hangman energy. And what I mean by this is it's like maybe you're realizing that you don't have to work so hard, right? Everybody's, there are guys like Gary Vee. I love Gary Vee, but he's all like, hustle your face off, which I disagree with completely, because it's like I think we need to have balance. I feel like we need to have a life and all that other stuff. And so there are other ways of doing things, right? Same thing in relationships. It's like everybody's like, oh, we have to get married and all this other stuff, but do we? Or is like, are there other ways of doing things? I think you're just opening up to other ways of doing things with this energy here. You also have the Three of Cups. Again, I feel like there's definitely a focus on you socializing at this time, Libra. So if I were you, I would make sure to socialize, spend time with other people, all that other good stuff, because there are probably just a lot of benefits right now in socializing, which comes up for basically everyone. So there you go. Let's clarify here. With the Emperor in the Ten of Cups, you have the Hangman again. So again, you could be waking up to the fact that maybe a person is attracted to you. Definitely could be an Aries for sure. Could also be a Pisces. You have like a lot of Pisces here. Could be any sign. I'm not really picking up on a sign if I'm being honest. So, take it how it resonates. With the Six of Cups and the Death card, you have the Hermit. Yeah, the Hermit is like saying your experiences are valuable. You have the Six of Cups to the Death card. The Six of Cups is like literally saying that your past is the thing that is going to cause a change, right? I don't think we should live in the past, but I think we should be, collecting information from the past. I think we should be saying to ourselves, I experienced all these things from the past, and, how can I change this, or how can I fix these things in the future, right? And that's what it looks like you're doing. It's like you're making a change based off a past situation. And the Hermit is just experience. He represents wisdom. So I feel like if to me, what I would say here with all this Hangman energy is it's like, I have a feeling, High Priestess as well, that you have a feeling that you need to make some sort of change. And you are basing this off the past. This could be any type of change, right? It's like you see something coming. I would trust your instincts here, Libra, is what this reading is saying. With the Nine of Cups and the High Priestess, you have the Page of Wands. Yep. Page of Wands is like, he trusts his instincts, right? I know what this reading is. I feel like you're getting a feeling that you need to make a change. Changing your job, changing your relationship, changing your entire life. It's like you feel it, but you can't explain it. I also feel like Page of Wands, people might see you as immature or making a decision for the wrong reasons. I feel like you need to trust your feelings, is what I would say here. Because I feel like you see something before other people do, basically. With the Ten of Cups and the Two of Wands, Ten of Swords, you are leaving something behind. Two of Wands is a card of completion. He has the wand behind him, right? He's reaching forward to the wand in front of him. What is behind him stands on his own. It's like, what you have experienced is done. It stands on its own. You don't need to add anything to it. Plain and simple, I feel like you're just ready for the next chapter of your life. With the Death card and the Star, you have the Eight of Wands. This is going to lead to quick success. So I feel like the change that you're making is going to lead to a lot of progress. I would also say that, the Eight of Wands is a card of momentum, meaning it's a card of kind of like building up, energy and speed. And I feel like you're definitely doing that. With the High Priestess and the Seven of Cups, you have the Four of Pentacles. I feel like I just wouldn't get overwhelmed with that Seven of Cups. the Seven of Cups is kind of like being spoiled for choice. I almost feel like some of you, it's like my problem right now is I feel like we're living in two different worlds, two different realities, where it's like there are going to be people who live in one reality, people who live in the other. And this is not a criticism. I'm not saying this like one is better than the other or something like that. It's not like that. I feel like everybody's eventually going to come over to the new world, more or less. But what I would say here is, I feel like if you have people in your life who are living in the old rules, right, they might try to hold you back. So I would be careful of that with the Four of Pentacles. With the Two of Wands and the Three of Cups, you have the Six of Swords moving on to calmer shores. Definitely improvements coming in for you here, Libra. So I feel like you're moving towards happiness. There's a rainbow on this card, just like on the Ten of Cups. So I kind of feel like you're moving towards the Ten of Cups. With the Star and the Hangman, you have the Tower. Definitely a change here. The Hangman twice, Tower, it's kind of like get moving. The Tower falls because things have been the same for too long. That's exactly why we're changing to this new world. Seven of Cups to the Seven of Swords, you have the Moon. Two sevens, by the way. Two sevens represent internal fears that don't exist. The Moon represents fears. So definitely time to let go of your fears at this time, Libra. Top row outcome, Wheel of Fortune. Total change in your future, your destiny, your life in general. So love it. Middle row, High Priestess. Trust your intuition, a lot of potential. High Priestess really says there are no limits, She has no roof over her head, and it kind of represents the fact that she can accomplish whatever she wants if she sets her mind to it, plain and simple. And bottom row, you have the Five of Cups. It's like you're opening up to something new. And this can be a little scary. Five of Cups, he has the Three Cups in front of him, 2 cups behind him. The 3 cups in front of him is spilt over. If he turns around and looks at those cups, he doesn't just get the cups. He gets a bridge and a castle as well that are also on the Five of Cups. So it's like you might feel like you're letting go of things or shedding your skin here. But I feel like you're actually moving on to something bigger and better. This is a very simple reading. I feel like you've already made up your mind with that Page of Wands as well. My thing with the Page of Wands, with you on this journey that you're going on, I wouldn't be surprised if people are like, you're crazy. You're crazy to go on this journey. You're crazy to, do this, whatever change you're making. But I feel like that should be a clue that you're moving towards good fortune with that beetle at the end. But this is a really good reading. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your quarter.